This is Ready, Set, Renovate, a podcast about transforming your home with a contractor you trust. Daniel Builders builds trust in 5 ways. One of those ways is competence. Doing excellent work repeatedly instills the trust of others. I mean, who wouldn't want to work with a humble expert? Especially when a major investment is on the line, like, your home. Our team garners the trust of people every day, and it's not because everyone here at Daniel Builders has 20 plus years of carpentry experience. Manny Figueroa is a perfect example. He came to Daniel Builders with a strong aptitude for carpentry work, but spent 2 decades working in the technology sector. He made the transition seamlessly, though. Now clients entrust their home to Manny, and Manny delivers the results they want. On this episode of Ready, Set, Renovate, Manny talks about the remodeling process and how he helps clients. You'll see his competence shine through. So let's get to it. So Daniel Builders is a general contractor that specializes in custom remodels. We do custom remodels of all sizes and shapes and scopes. We do full home custom remodels all the way down to bathroom remodels. And we have 2 divisions. One division is our guide, design, build division, and another division is our direct projects division. Manny Figueroa is one of the people in our direct projects division. And Manny is a classic case of hiring somebody who comes to us strong on character, really strong on character, but he didn't come up through the ranks in the construction realm. In fact, you spent many years in technology, right? Before switching over to construction.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about your work history and then how that transition occurred.
Well, it's good to be here, and thank you for inviting me. I've always had many interests. I'm kind of the guy that has 100 hobbies and 100 interests and can never land on anything. So when I went to college, I changed my major 3 times, and I've always delved into many things. In fact, I've worked in many areas. I worked in security before. I worked in restaurants. I worked in retail. I've worked in ministry and finally IT. So I've had many interests. And one of the guidelines that I've had for myself is that I love building solutions and I love solving problems. And that's what got me into IT. For about 20 years, I worked for a major IT distribution company. And my role there was to be a solution architect or a solution guide for the IT world, especially retail and automation. And so basically when COVID came, the retail market dried up. And that caused me to be laid off. And for the first time, I was able to ask myself that question all over again. If I can do anything in the world, what would it be? And hands down, it was remodel.
Interesting.
That's what I wanted to do.
Where you wanted to work with your hands. What was the appeal of remodeling for you?
Well, like I said, I love learning, and remodel is a lot of work. I love a lot of learning and working with your hands and solving problems, especially remodel. When you live in a 60-year-old house, nothing's straight, nothing works normal, and you have to solve problems.
That's true. That's true.
So
if you're a homeowner of any kind, you're always doing that, right?
Yep. Right.
Something's going to be breaking soon if it hasn't already, and you're having to just fix it. And so I'm sure you were doing a lot of that in your house, and it sounds like you just naturally love doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Since we were married, we always bought a fixer-upper. And I know I have friends who buy fixer-uppers and nothing gets fixed. It stays the way it is for a long time.
They stay a fixer. Right?
That's right, they stay a fixer. But with me, it became a passion. I was fixing everything. Even if it wasn't broken, I'm like, I think we can move that door over here and hang a new drywall and all that stuff. And over the 20 years of being married, I was able to do drywall, framing of new doors, new windows, tile, running gas, running electric, roofing. I mean, you name it. I was doing it.
Wow. So you really did get some good training.
Oh, yeah.
Just through the course of, buying houses and fixing them. That's a great education you got there. So then now you're in Daniel Builders, and you're, as I mentioned at the onset, you're in a role or in a division, direct projects division. Can you tell us a little bit about what direct projects is?
A very good question. The direct project was really designed to be able to produce a high level quality of work that the design build has, but without the need of a designer or an architect. And it's not to say that an architect or designer is not necessary. They're hugely necessary, and they do very great work. But sometimes the projects are small and don't require that level, or they might be big, but very simple. And so if an architect is not needed or a designer is not needed, we can jump in and quote the project. We can deliver the project very quickly with the same level of quality.
What are some of the projects you're doing in direct projects? Can you give us an idea? Are you remodeling bathrooms? What are you doing?
So with projects, we're all over the place. By the way, our project can range anywhere from $10,000 to over $300,000. Sometimes we're at the Cliffs just installing a mahogany door, or we can be downtown Greenville remodeling the whole unit in a condominium. So
Which is what you're doing too,
we're
right?
finishing it up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get pictures of that one. What does that process look like? So someone's out there and they're thinking, you know what? I've got this remodel. It seems very straightforward. Doesn't seem like it would require design work. How do they actually get things moving forward with direct projects?
Well, anybody interested, their first point of contact is to go to our website and create a submission. And that submission will begin the ball rolling, and they will get a call eventually from me. And that initial call is very important because it introduces Daniel Builders to them, but it also lays out what their scope is, what their time frame is, what their desires are. And I start vetting them very quickly, and we're able to, within that week, be able to give them, okay, here's the scope of the work, here's the price tag that might be. And if they're interested in that, then we can start laying out the schedule and creating the contracts to sign to be able to build.
Very good. And then, so you start out with maybe a 15-minute conversation with them and just go through those big points that you mentioned: timeline, budget, scope of work. Those are the big things you're looking at in that initial conversation. And then if everything matches up, are you moving projects into the build phase within days, weeks, months?
So after that initial conversation, the next process is for me to go to the site and get eyes on the ground, do some measuring, looking. We have a conversation, and then I get to their home, and the story is completely different. Right?
Yeah.
So we want to have good integrity and know what we're getting into. So we do have a site visit. We'll measure. We'll look at everything. We'll take pictures, and then we'll spend another week quoting the project. And if everything lines up and they're interested and they sign the contract, yes, we can start within 2 weeks into any project.
Very good. Well, what is the expectation for the future? How is direct projects developing? Because it started maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and it's growing pretty rapidly. What do you attribute that growth to? What does it look like in the future as it continues to grow?
So when direct projects started, we had a lot of small projects, and they really grown very rapidly, very quickly. And I think part of that is there's a huge market in Greenville for remodeling. And we are capturing a lot of the bigger projects through design build, but there's a lot of small projects and very good homes that are finding themselves between a rock and a hard place, because as everybody gets busy, nobody has time for smaller projects. And so I think what we're doing is very unique. I don't think there's a company out there dealing with high level work for small projects. They either don't have enough time,
Good point. Yeah.
or they don't want to do it, and we are. And so we've actually grown so much that we have found a huge niche in this market, and we're immensely busy, immensely busy.
No, that's a good point, where you can get quality work, but it doesn't have to be a massive scale.
Correct.
It can be a smaller project. Now, if somebody calls and they just have great chemistry with you, they work well with you, they want to keep you as their point person through the project, what is your role like after the project sells? Are you still able to connect with the homeowner? Are you still kind of following up with them, or are they turned over to the build? What if they have questions and they want to go back to Manny? Can they do that?
Yeah, they sure can. I think this is a very important question too. We are a people service company, right? We're dealing with people, we're dealing with service, and when you connect with a person, they often want to keep you as their point person. But the project does need to be handed off. So when we sell a project, I often get asked, do I manage the project? How intimate do I stay connected to the project? Well, the project does get handed off to another project manager, and then there's a carpenter, head carpenter that actually performs the work. So there's several layers to this, but I'm connected the whole way through. So
That's good to
I'm
know.
connected with the project manager. I'm keeping tabs on the process. Occasionally, the customer may have a question on budgeting, design, or orientation of the project, and they'll call me directly, and we handle it. So, very happy to keep up with customers. It's one of my great joys of the business.
That's really good to know. And I can say from experience, a lot of people love working with Manny. Great problem solver, great communicator, can get things moving forward. Really appreciate that. What are clients saying? What are they saying after the projects? Are you getting good feedback? And if so, what? What are they saying?
We do get good feedback all the time, but it's been really hard to quantify that.
Yeah.
And ever since you asked me actually last year to get some reviews online, I've been asking customers, would you leave a Google review? Would you review here? And they're very happy to do so. And in fact,
That's a good sign, right?
Yeah, it's a very good sign.
Yeah.
In fact, I think most of our clients, not most, but many of our clients are repeat customers. They really love what we do. And
It's another good sign.
correct. Another interesting thing on that area is that I'll get a customer call me after the whole thing's done, and they just want to rave on the subs. Not just necessarily us, although they do, but they love our subs as well. The whole crew, the whole unit is what they're praising.
Well, that's a great topic right there, because as a general contractor, you're not only representing yourself, you're representing all those subs too,
Right.
and they're representing you. So if you get subs who aren't doing their job or misrepresenting you, it can hurt your reputation. Pretty bad.
Absolutely.
Well, Manny, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us and telling us about what's going on in direct projects. Sounds like some exciting things are happening. Sounds like good projects are coming in, and you're doing some good work from what I hear.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Well, until next time, this has been Ready, Set, Renovate.
We're delighted you tuned in for today's episode of Ready, Set, Renovate, your guide design build resource. Are you ready for your home to undergo a transformation? We'd love to talk to you about it. Visit us at danielbuilders.com and tell us about the home renovation you envision. In the meantime, subscribe to Ready, Set, Renovate, and we'll keep the renovation inspiration coming.